case you're wondering right now, I'm just gonna answer it. I literally tape my phone against the wall, just so it can get like a nice standing position. That way I don't have to hold my phone all the time. Plus I have to use it I had to put make a certain position in my room so it doesn't show much in the background. So basically, other than just what I just did, I just want to explain one of the things about what's been going on with me right now. It's nothing really bad. That's really bad. It's just I want to talk about my hype for my favorite shows, Steven Universe and Doctor Who. Which I don't have much to explain. I'll need a minute. I love both Doctor Who and Steven Universe very much. I love those shows. It has been going on for as long as I can remember. As long as I can remember, I don't really remember, but I love those two shows very much. But if I have to pick, it'd be very hard for me. Anyways, my heart has been slightly has been raised just by a slight, and of course, as a normal person, as you know yourself, you wouldn't think of it as like a big thing, unless you're up to the point of having a heart attack. Then it'll be a big thing. But my reason for, and like I said, it's not a big deal. I just want to let it out of my chest. The hypes of both those shows. There's this I haven't exactly caught up with Doctor Who ever since ever since the furthest thing I've ever caught up on was the I forget what's it called, Dark Water. I think it's an episode called Dark Water. Basically, the only episode I've ever caught up, the only episode I've ever, it's an episode called Last Christmas. That's all I ever caught up on. I know there's like one or two more seasons ahead of me, and I couldn't exactly watch them because it used to be on Netflix and now it's on Netflix DVD. And of course, I'm not rich, so I'm not gonna buy Netflix DVD. So I couldn't really watch it. But I did see like some of the short clips, like how Laura, what was her name? Clara died, and one of the a clip in the episode Hellbent, and the episode that one part. This is exactly what I'm gonna talk about. That's very, very specifically the season finale, the part where the doctor does not want to regenerate. And if you really understand the series of Doctor Who, then you will know why. He doesn't want to regenerate anymore. He doesn't want to be someone else. He even the director of the show will even explain it, saying that if he cannot be someone else, then he does not want to live anymore. I think I've literally said what he just said, quote, word to word, or very extremely close. But anyway, at the season finale, he was so close to regenerating, it just rejected it. He just denied. He slammed his regeneration into the ground, only to heal himself, but not fully change himself. He's very close. But as the season ended, he met some old man, with a hat and a scarf. I'm not sure it's a scarf or not, but either way, he had a nice jacket and all that. And that man that he met was the actual first Doctor. Yes, the 12th Doctor has met the very first Doctor. And I found that very mind-blowing. And the first thing I thought to myself was, who is that voice actor? Not Peter Capaldi, the actor of the very first Doctor. Because in case you haven't known, the very first Doctor came out 50 years ago. And he was dying of some sickness. I don't remember it. And the thing about it, very way back then, the producers of the show wanted to keep on going. The people loved the show. and it feels like it'd be too soon, too early to end, and that's when they thought of regeneration. That's how that regeneration actually started, in order to keep the show alive. But the real actor, the very first Doctor, he had died. He's gone. He's dead. But if he was alive, he'd be a lot older, since the show has been going on for 50 years to this time. And I find that like truly fantastic. I'm like, oh, freaking amazing. There was a one episode where the three doctors meet the very first time. The first time where the three doctors meet, the first doctor, the first, the second, and the third doctor meet. And then there's the 50-year celebration thingy where the War Doctor, Matt Smith, and David Tennant come together. That was amazing as well. But the 12th Doctor and the very first Doctor, it was like nearly impossible, because to me, if I was the producer of the show, I would consider it impossible, because you cannot replace the actors the same way that you cannot replace Robin Williams as if you're trying to make a reboot of Aladdin or Patch Adams or Miss Doubtfire. I got some of those movies because the core of the actor is like very unique. That's what some people say whenever you're at work or something bad happened. We could replace cars. We could replace buildings. We could replace almost anything that we see, but we cannot replace people. We cannot replace people, and that's one of the biggest thing about it. So yes, the 12th Doctor meet the first Doctor. That's like the greatest thing I've ever saw. Apart from the 13th Doctor, who happened to be a female, and it's great. That's great. And I think here's my theory for that reason. Like, oh, why is there a female Doctor all of a sudden? Probably because for the support of the women's rights, or they want to take up the whole new element of surprise. I mean, seriously, like, if you're that used to the regeneration, that one moment would completely blow you away. A whole new explosion. If you just watch the very first episode to like now, you'd be like, oh, the first time you see Generation, you're like, whoa! And then the third time, be like, wow! And then up to the part where you bring Matt Smith and be like, oh, hey, it's Matt Smith. Cool. The excitement started to die down. And then they bring up the female Doctor, I'm like, whoa! That kind of surprisement. A whole new level, a whole new unexpectation. Is that a word? A whole new level of surprisement. And that's what gets me very, very hype. Both the upcoming season and the new Doctor. And not just one thing, not just the Doctor Who side. Now I want to talk about Steven Universe. Someone recorded a video at the one Comic-Con where a whole new trailer comes out. Where like so many things are new. Like we see Lars in space. It is like a Star, like it kind of reminds me of the movie Star Trek. I never seen it, so please no judge. It's just like to see how much it changed just the last time they see Lars. It's very surprising. It's like very amazing. You're like, oh my crap, where was I? And that's the trailer. It gets me so exciting. I get so hyped that I couldn't fully explain it because there's so many things going on in just that one trailer. Look, like all of a sudden, like Lars, and then Lapis, Lapis saying something about not being in the war again. And then not to mention there's this one video where Isaac Vox from the Round Table making a theory about Lapis eventually like leaving the world if there's a war going on. And I actually sadly I kind of like support that as well, and it kind of makes sense as well to like understand to understand the character Lapis from the show. We had to like not only watch from the very first episode we see Lapis, which is Mirror Gem, all the way to right now, it would make sense. And to me, I love that character. I love that character, Lapis Lazuli, very much because of how much I understand, how much aside the physical appearance, of course. But that show gets me very very hyped, and not to mention the stating that Bismuth and Jasper would return, which makes me think about like how do we return. Very more curious about how do we come back instead of just saying the fact that they'll come back. It has been fully confirmed by Rebecca Sugar. My it is very very weird. I'm very curious about that, and but aside from that, I'm like oof. I'm way too hype. I'm way too hype just by explaining it. That's how full. That's how much I kept it in me, and the friends that I have are not really a big fans of Steven Universe. They're not in the huge hype as I am in right now. Which I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You know, everyone's different, and all that. I'm just saying that one. That's all. And you know, if Lapis really leaves the Earth, you know, like if she leaves onto the moon, if there's a war, if there's like another war coming on between the Earth and the homeworld, it'd be kind of sad because I love to see Lapis like at least defending the Earth and all that. But knowing what she had been through, she knows what the home, after knowing of how the homeworld would truly feel about the Earth, she just doesn't want to be in another war. The last time she was in the war, she got ended up in the mirror by the homeworld gems, claiming that Lapis Lazuli was one of the crystal gems. You know, it was like a mistake, and that's the kind of mistake that she didn't want to make again. You know, like say for example that, man, I don't know, I don't know a good example. Let's just say a man has gone to war. He's in the army. He's in the war, but after what he's been through, he just doesn't want to go back into another war. He rather settles out. You know, he rather not be in the war anymore than to go back into the war. That's how traumatizing or changing it could be. Dramatically changing. And also just the hype itself, it gets me very excited. I mean, I literally watch it as I was going to sleep because, you know, like I don't like to go to sleep until like an hour later, you know, like because of me my sleeping schedule really skedoodles. My job skedoodles my sleep schedule, and so I decided to watch the video and see that trailer, the Steven Universe hypeness. It gets me very hyped that I just go to sleep. I just stay up until 3 just to wake my dad up so he can get ready for work, and then I go to sleep. And I wake up like 12 more hours. 12 more hours. I don't want to sleep yet. That's how much hypeness it got to me. And the hype, it got me. I'm just and the best thing about and the thing that got me like inside me the most is that I couldn't really tell people how hyped I am because they don't really understand the shows, or it's just that they're not big fans of it. And I don't really remember the last time I've met someone who's really into that show. The only people who's really into the Steven Universe was just on YouTube. Just like Abstract Vox from the Round Table, he's like a huge fan, and he's the one who explained about making a theory whether if Lapis is willing to leave the Earth if there's a war going on or not. That's what gets me sad, you know. If it's true, I'd be like, Lapis now. I can't do this. I can't do this. Look at her. Look at her just crying and all that. Ah. Lapis out. Ah. sometimes I love acting. So I believe that's it. I'm just very hyped for the upcoming Doctor Who and Steven Universe. That's my conclusion. I just really want to get on my chest. And of course, if you have something that that you need to say, you can either talk to your friends about it, or my way, make a video about it and post it on YouTube. And so that's it. That's all I have to say about that. And I thank you guys so much for watching this video, for listening to how hyped I am about the two upcoming seasons of the 2 shows. And as always, be sure to give it a like and hit the little subscribe button if you want to become a guy. And don't forget to share the video, because it really helps me. It really gives me a nice big step of becoming a YouTuber. And if you want to, then you don't have to, because that's what the channel's all about. Choices that we make. But if you do, I might give you some of my gushers and my beef jerky. I don't know. Maybe. Depends on whether you live close by or not. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.